What's up, guys? I'm back. Sorry it's been so long since the last video. It is damn near impossible to make videos around here. So they're going to be few and far between, I'm afraid, until we move to a better situation. Anyway, I keep promising you gameplay videos and not delivering. I hope you enjoyed the Smurfs, but really that's not where it's at. So I have been working on some other videos. They're not ready yet. They've been taking a while. So why I've been working on other videos though, when, as you can see from the title, we're doing Tetris today. It should be the first game played in any Game Boy collection. So we're going to play Tetris, and I thought I was getting an easy ride with Tetris because I was sure I had a high score of, was it 250,000? Master Tetris player. I'm shit at Tetris, but there goes my PG rating. Fuck it, who cares? I'm shit at Tetris. So 250,000. Obviously didn't realise that's quite a high score in Tetris. Yeah, no, I didn't have 250,000. I got nothing. There's no high scores on here. None of the levels. So turns out this Tetris has actually got a Duff battery pack. No problem. Means I've got nothing to beat you. Just see how high I can go. I think what actually happened is I had Tetris Plus. Oh, I've got Tetris Plus. I've been playing that before I played this, and it confused the hell out of me. Not the game, but the fact that I got 250,000 points in it in like 20 minutes, and on here, well, do the maths. 79 points. Been playing 20-30 seconds. I'm not going to get 250,000. So sorry to disappoint you guys. You never know, I might get 250,000. I doubt it. Be lucky to get 25,000. In fact, to be honest, starting on level 0, be lucky to get a few hundred, because I hate starting at level 0. I love Tetris, like anyone, any normal person. Tetris is great, but I hate how it starts. I mean, I know you can change it. It just kind of feels like cheating, but yeah, you start on level 0 and it's so fucking slow. It just doesn't end. I know that's Tetris, but more often than not, you end up getting to the top, or I end up getting to the top because I'm not the greatest player, with like a few hundred points, and it's just so soul crushing. I mean, I'm not actually doing so bad this time round. You can tell I've been practicing. But yeah, starting from, you know what, do I have to start from level 0? Do I? I'm not going to. I'm going to start at a level that's more comfortable. Might mean I'm a bit less talkative for the video, but no matter, I've got some prepared Tetris facts to wow you with while I play, and hopefully that won't distract me too much. Okay, so Tetris actually celebrated its 30th birthday just a few days ago on the 6th of June. So it's been around for 30 years. In that time, it's been ported to pretty much every single computer system and console, which includes pocket calculators and the old mobile phone. Even old mobile phones, I think, had Tetris some way in there, as well as Snake. So it's 30 years old, released in 1984. The following year, it was ported to an IBM computer, and after that, it began its way across the world. It was the first entertainment software, I think that's how they term it, that was exported from the USSR to the USA. The name Tetris comes from Greek prefix for tetra, and the creator, Alexei Pyatnov, his favourite sport is tennis, so he would call it Tetris, and it stuck, obviously. It's been studied by scientists and proven to increase brain efficiency. I've got these written down. Brain activity and efficiency. And I think someone did a recent study. They say it taps into your natural tidying mechanism in your brain. So when you just want to make all those little blocks fitting together, squeeze them up tight. Okay, that's a bit wrong now. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You play Tetris, you're putting them all together, you're filling in the gaps, making it as neat as possible. So that I'm not sure why they needed a team of scientists at a university to figure that out, but they did, and that's what they worked out. What else can I tell you about Tetris? The theme song, that catchy little number, is a 19th century romantic Russian folk song, if you couldn't tell, by the name of, and I'm going to mispronounce this terribly, Korobniaki? Korobnikai? I don't know. I don't know any Russian, obviously. And it is a story about a peddler and a girl, and they flirt by haggling. So that's a terrible Russian accent as well. They flirt by haggling. That is the song. You wouldn't expect that is what the theme of the song is, given how it sounds, but what would you expect the theme of the song to be, I guess? Favorite version of the creator, Alexei Pietnov, which again I hope I'm pronouncing right, is the Game Boy version. Way, but around the world, the more well-known version I've read is actually the NES version. I don't know if it's because the NES was particularly popular when Tetris got big. I know that Tetris helped the Game Boy sales massively when they packaged them in together for original release. But I never had an NES, not yet. So I don't know what the history was like there, but it is supposedly the most well-known version. You go on a lot of YouTube videos or Google Tetris facts, and you get a lot about the legal wranglings and who owed what to who and who had the rights to this and that. That's covered everywhere else, so I'm not going to get into that. I'm trying to play Tetris, I don't want to think about that stuff. It's just going to put me right off. So what else can I tell you? Pietnov didn't receive any royalties for the game for over 10 years after its original release, finally being paid in 1996 because the Russian state owned the rights to the game, which, if you know anything about Soviet Russia, that's not that surprising. But Pietnov was great about it. He said he didn't mind so long as people were getting enjoyment out of his game. I mean, what else are you going to say? But yeah, he was pretty cool about it, so I like that. He seems like a pretty cool guy. God, I think I might actually be running out of facts to tell you. So in total, it's sold, Wikipedia says 150 million copies sold, over 35 million of those on Game Boy. But I have read elsewhere figures like 350 million to 500 million. I don't know if that includes maybe downloads, things like that. Oh, I'm doing terribly. To sort of make those figures up, but it is regularly touted as the top-selling game of all time, which could be correct. I don't know. I've only got the internet to rely on. That is actually all of my facts, so I'm hoping I'm not just going to have a awkward silence for the rest of this. Just treat you to the Tetris music for a while. But I've got a feeling that I probably won't last much longer, because I've just been thinking Tetris and talking, and not Tetris and playing. But again, Tetris, like, I've been playing it quite a bit recently. Sometimes you get a great score, you do really well, and you might even do that a few times in a row, but then, like, just the very next game, you get the wrong bricks, and the wrong, you miss one thing, and it's all over. So, it's quite a demanding game when you think about it. If you want to get it if you want to get it and get it right and get some high points, Tetris asks a lot of you. Just your complete concentration. See, I'm gonna... No, I don't know why I did that. I'm gonna die very soon, I think. And there's another thing they talk about called the Tetris effect, which is where you see the Tetris shapes. You see the Tetris shapes in your sleep, and I don't know. They call it the Tetris effect. It's not specific to Tetris. There are other things, repetitive tasks with memorable looking items would do the same thing anyway. They call it Tetris because that's where people noticed it. But anyway, I finished. I died. I only got 18,203 points. Pitiful. I am Game Boy noob. So that's my first gameplay video. And again, I'm sorry, it's just filler to tide you over until I've got these other ones going. But I promise they're much better. Or say that Tetris is supposedly the #1 game, so whether or not they're better games, that's pretty subjective. I'll let you decide. But they're different games. They're very different. I'm not going to tell you which ones yet until I actually release the videos. Keep it a surprise. But they're shaping up to be pretty good. So I hope you enjoyed the first video. Stick around for more. If you wait long enough, they will appear. Have a great life.